It's finally here. Finally, Overdress has arrived. It's been a while. It's been more than a week with all kinds of delays. But it's here. We're finally going to open up some boxes and we are going to finally head into Overdress on this channel. But before we dive into this video, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is of course Parkage, which is the same company that provided me with this box. Most of you guys probably already know Parkage is a Paris located TCG store that deals in all types of TCG products. From Dragon Ball Super, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and even tabletop products, you can find it all. But you as a viewer on this channel are probably more interested in their Vanguard Overdress catalog. And for Vanguard Overdress, they got it all. From singles to sealed products, case splits, cases, everything that you needed, you can find it on their store for competitive prices. So if you need something for Overdress, you can head over to parkage.com. But for the viewers over on this channel, on the Vanguard Insider channel, you get an even extra discount on your order because you can use the discount code TIMELEAP5 to get 5% discount on your entire order from their store, which makes everything even cheaper. So get your stuff for Vanguard right now, as it's time to Overdress. Ladies and gentlemen, we're finally here. The very first box of Overdress is on the channel and I'm finally gonna start my Vanguard Overdress journey with real physical cards. There were some delays and I know there are more people out there probably watching this video that are still waiting for the cards. Be patient. Distributors and even shops are working over hours to get you these cards, so it won't be long and you will able to hold them in your hand as well. But in the meantime, I will at least give you the opportunity to see these cards through the lens or through the screen as you are watching this video. Now, as for the cards that I personally are hoping to get, there are a couple of chase cards for me personally in the terms of double R's and higher, because common and rares will be easy to get, as I probably want to have, of course, Arcs for obvious reasons. Bulbamine is a really nice pull from this set, but as soon as we now know that the new Valiente is going to be a grade 2, this Valiente will probably also be really good for a bit longer than initially anticipated, so that will also be a nice pull. And of course there are many other cards that are must-have from this set. I made a separate video, links here if you want to watch it. I'm not going to go over the entire list because it will make this video unnecessarily long, but in all honesty, I want every single one of these, because I'm planning to build all 10 decks out of this box for a specific reason. Because not necessarily that I'm a hoarder, but mainly because I have a new channel called Offline Gaming where we do play matches of all the Vanguard decks. A quick little sneak peek for everybody that's watching this unboxing video. If fate wants me to die at this moment, fate will have me to die at this moment. No card.
Come on, fate. Show me what you got. Thank you.
No! So overtrigger to pass.
Overtrigger to pass.
Overtrigger! All those who had doubt on Magnolia, witness its power! Draw for turn. Persona Ride! Draw for Persona Ride. So if you're Philip, you're gonna soldiers to crit trigger. Oh, damn! Damn!
Oh my
That's
God.
way worse than Philip. Swing with Magnolia, 23.
No guard.
First check, heal trigger, goes off.
No.
Power 2 letters. I will heal a card. Second check, draw trigger. I'm gonna use fourth skill because I wrote Rooks. Now everybody that knows me and have seen me play this deck, it's 100% been the heal trigger. So
let's go.
Here we go, heal trigger. Oh my God! Are you fucking kidding me? Why? Now, of course, this isn't the official announcement for the channel. This is just for a little sneak peek for what there is already present on the channel. But as you might notice, there isn't any new content going on the channel at this moment, and probably for a couple of days, maybe a week, because I have the initial product in my hands. That means we had no time to record it, and I'm gonna open up the boxes, get the cards, and then I need to make a date for more recording. So there will be more content on the channel with all the new cards and the new sets from this set, but it will probably take a week from now before I'm able to put out a new video, so stay tuned for that. And the moment that the channel starts rolling, I will do a bigger and official announcement, but you will see that once things happen. But enough chit chat, you're here for an unboxing. let's crack this thing open and see what we're going to get. Now, I noticed from the last time there is an ugly glare right around here, as you can see, certainly here. So I'm gonna put this box around here, right on the cusp of this glare. So I'm not gonna put my cards here, but I'm gonna put them here to not screw things up and make things a bit more pleasant to see. Now, of course, every box, I will first, let's open this a bit nicely. A bit more presentational. So every box comes with two types of box stoppers, which is nice. We got these sleeves for the right deck, so these contain four separate sleeves and not for an entire deck. And they come, I believe, in 10 different flavors for each and every single, I think 10, maybe 7, correct me if I'm wrong, for the different characters and the main players from the anime. And then, of course, talking about the anime, we've got this promotional Overtrigger, which is the same skill, I believe, as the one from the starter deck. Yes, it's the same Overtrigger skill of the starter deck, but done with the artwork, promotion artwork from the anime. So, with that said, we're gonna start with the left side. Now, of course, we have a couple of triple R's that we want. We get one SP guaranteed, which is nice. But we're gonna manifest the DSR. Let's manifest a DSR Trickster or Nirvana, because that's what we want. So we're gonna start off with pack number 1 and see where things will go from here. So first, oh, this is a new thing that they put the triggers on front, which is great because it means the high rarity stuff is now going to be the last cards of the pack, which builds up suspense. So we first got the new Dragon Empire crit. We got the 10k booster for Stoicheia. A very cute heal trigger for Dragon Empire. Then we got the Blitz order that reduces critical for Stoicheia, which is interesting. We got the Resource Grade 1 Divine Sister Fasciata. Oh, I see something shiny. Is that going to be this normal holo? We've got the Tribash for Dragon Empire, which is a nice card for Eugene. And then we begin with a holo version of the right line for Eugene. So this is the holo pattern. So basically it's what we expect of a double R, but then on a common or rare, which is nice. So I'm gonna put these on a separate pile. Okay. So that's pack number 1. So I believe from this point onward, almost every single pack is gonna have a hit. And with a hit, I mean double R or higher, Overtrigger, SP, or then holo. I think it's very uncommon to get only rares in the pack. So first we have the Grade 2 Divine Sister. Then we've got the Retire order for Dragon Empire, which is an interesting design. We got the Kraken crit for Stoicheia. Then we got the Dark Sage draw trigger. We've got the Great One for the right line for the Sorceress. Then, oh, I think that was a trip order we saw. Getting a bit ahead of myself. We've got the Brandgate draw for the Orpheus build. And then we've got the first trip R, which is Elden. And honestly, this trip R foiling looks really good. So I'm very happy with how these cards are coming out. And obviously the artwork with the vibrant colors of Elden complements this type of shine. So yeah, that looks really, really nice. So that's the first trip R that we're going to pull from this box. I believe we get four triples per box, if I remember correctly. So we're gonna see. We got a critical trigger for Dark Stage. Then the shield unit for Brandgate. For I believe this is the World deck. Yeah, for Dark Knight. Then we've got the Grade 3 beater for Zorga. The Nova Rappler-ish 15k beater. Then we've got another 50k beater, but this time it's for the prison with as a Grade 3, which I believe has the misprint that it says here. The emblem looks more like Dark Stage because it should look like this, but it's the Dark Stage one, which yeah, it can happen. Although we know that there is a second print confirmed for this set, so I hope that in the second print run later this year, those misprints are then filtered out. And then oh my god, that's the SP that we're gonna get. This the full art critical trigger for Brandgate. And let me tell you, this looks good. The foiling is really nice and it's completely textured as well. Oh my god, I really like this. That they made it. And even the trigger sign has a foiling on its own. That looks really nice. Oh, I'm now very curious how the other full art SPs look for Stoicheia and the right line. This looks really nice. So this is the SP that we're pulling. Oh mate, wow. Wait, can I show you in the correct lighting? How did I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I don't know. Because in the correct angle, the whole image just shines out. That looks so interesting how that foiling is done. Sadly, you cannot really see it on the camera, which is a shame. But I really like the fact that they introduced these different type of SPs and they put an emphasis on the right lines itself to have these full arts that you can create this entire image. Now, of course, I'm very curious how the other ones are going to look like, because there are a lot in this set. So I cannot honestly wait. You also have this one in full art, I believe. So we have the Stoicheia right line grade 0. Then the Blitz Order 15k shield. We got the new PG for Brandgate. And again, we're pulling multiple at the same time. So this is also an interesting thing. You can now pull multiple multiple rares, because these are 2 rares. And then we also get these hollow. So there's more and more potential pulls in the pack as well, which is interesting. That really showcases that the amount of drops in a single box is way higher than we're used to with V-Series and whatnot. So we start off with the Great One right line for Bear Magnus, which is an insane powerful card. This is an 18k beater. Then we've got the 10k booster for Cater Sanctuary. We got the draw trigger for Brandgate. Again, we've got Seal of Path for Stoicheia. We got the Grade 0 right line starter for Bear Magnus himself. Then we've got this time we got the PG for Cater Sanctuary. And then finally we end up with Bulbamine. Look at that. We've got the double R that we needed as a good pull. So this is a nice hit. Having this one is really nice. This is a good staple. It's going to be good for a while, maybe for years to come. So that's a good one. Now, the only thing that we miss as a double R specific hit is then, of course, arcs. I'm not really sure what type of overtrigger that I put more emphasis on. I think I want the Dragon Empire mainly because, of course, Dragon Empire is going to be my main thing for us now. But I don't know if that's the actual overtrigger that I really want, as I'm 100% sure to get it. We got the order card, which is an interesting order card for Cater Sanctuary, as it gives removal to a not so removal centric deck. Then we've got the extra crit for Cater Sanctuary as well. Then we've got this beautiful artwork Blitz Order for Dragon Empire, which, if you don't know, it's the go-to backdrop for different fights thumbnails. So you see this artwork a lot of times in this thumbnail in the background. And then we've got the Grade 3 beater for Stoicheia. Again. Then we've got the Phantasmagory Magician Curtis, which is a nice support card for Bear Magnus. And then we have the double R variant, the hollow version of Grief, Despair, and Rejection. Insert my ex joke that's been used countless of times by different people at this point. Never gets old. Okay. Second to last pack on the left side, so we have Jabbertail, which is a really good card for Brandgate to put some pressure as an hit entire column beater. Then we've got this questionable Dark States Grade 1 Gear Chronicle-like unit. Then we have another questionable Grade 1 Dark States Gear Chronicle-like unit. Then we've got a pretty interesting Grade 1 Dark States Pale Moon-like unit. That's a lot of Dark States Grade 1s like units back to back, honestly. Then we've got the Dragon Empire Draw Trigger. Then we've got a really interesting and potential powerful order for Stoicheia that just gives resurrection. And in premium wise, this is really interesting because it gives all the Stoicheia nations, which are 5 different nations, the access to Drop Zone, Reoccursion, and the cost is actually pretty decent, so that's actually really interesting. And we got our second triple R hit, which is Argara Rouge, the 15k attacker beater / imprisoner card for the Imprison playstyle. Overall, a nice card. I don't really know how future-proof the card is going to be because it's basically just big numbers on its bigger stats on a card. But big numbers sometimes just do the trick, so yeah, pretty decent card nonetheless. So we got the 15k beater for Dragon Empire in the follow pack. We got another one of the front triggers. We also got a second draw trigger for Stoicheia. The starter for the Sorcerer's archetype. Tri-Connect Sorcerers. Then we've got the actual Annelies Coca BL, the shield unit for Bastion. Then we've got the Great One Divine Sister Tortine for deck manipulation for the Sorcerer's deck. And then, oh, that's our overtrigger. We've got Star Dragon Deity of Infinity, Eldo Breath. Depending on who you ask, this could potentially be the strongest overtrigger in the set. I'm not so sure if I agree with that sentiment, but it's a powerful overtrigger nonetheless. So those are the hits for our packs on the left side. So now we're going to go straight to the right side. And we're going to see if we can do better. We have two triples, one double, one overtrigger double rare, and one SP. So we have still 2 triples left and a couple of double Rs. And maybe the DSR. So let's see what this pack brings us. So we have another one of those crits for Dark States. Then we've got the Conspiring Mutant Admantis, which a lot of people give me flack for because I gave this card a 2-star rating, I believe. And then everybody keeps saying, well, it's used in every single deck in Stoichea, so it must be a 4 or 5-star card. So why 2-star? Guys, I want to clarify a thing. Just because the card is used in every single deck doesn't necessarily mean that the card is powerful or really good. It can also mean that there just aren't any other options that are good enough to be used. Which honestly is the case right now for Stoichea. There are not a lot of good cards, and then suddenly a card that just gives 5k power seems like a big deal. But it's still just 5k power, so I'm being realistic with this. This is a card that's going to be replaced very soon. And it already looks to be being replaced with the next set, at least for the Zorga build. But I probably assume it's going to also happen for the Magnolia deck. So that's why I originally gave it 2 stars, because I don't really see any future potential in the skill like that. Now we once again get another copy of the Prayer. What I realize right now, what really strikes as something that happening here that usually doesn't happen, the commons and rares. I get multiples versions of those, which usually doesn't really happen in a singular box, which is kind of interesting, especially since this is a much bigger card pool in a set. And I don't know what that means, but we will figure it out in another time. Then we've got the starter Povi for Brandgate for the Orifice build. Then again, like I said, we already pulled this one. Then we've got the grade 2 right line for the Zorga, the Orifice build. And then finally, we have the most interesting card, the double R Gungarin. This is also another card that I would honestly put on my to get list, but I forgot to put it in this video. But the interesting thing is that this misprint, a very interesting misprint, the fact that this thing can quote-unquote persona ride. So yeah, interesting print. The guy that made that card had one job, and apparently that job didn't really went well. Okay, so next pack we've got probably the best order card, or should I say Blitz order card in this set, Ghost Chase, which also makes the Mantis a lot better. Then we've got the Great Free support card for Stoichea, which is meh. Then we've got, I think this is the first World Order that we see. In the Dark that nobody knows, which is basically Retire Order. Then we've got this questionable Great Free Angel Feather support unit that used Counterblast to gain criticals. Not really a fan of that. Then we've got the Draw Trigger for Keter. Then we've got the PGs for Dragon Empire. And then we've got Knight of War damage Facade. I'm honestly hitting the correct units. Like, all these 3 double Rs are like staple-ish cards that are high on a list that you should get. And I'm pulling them all in a single box, which is honestly really good. The only thing that I'm missing right now is an Arcs and a DSR. So can we make it happen, guys? Can we make it happen? Can we pull an Arcs, maybe Valiente, and then a DSR Trickster maybe to make the whole package complete? Or maybe a Nirvana DSR would honestly be pretty sick. So here we have the normal crit variant of the SP, so we can put them next together so you can see the difference. Like, there's a pretty big difference. You can definitely see the huge difference between them. And of course, the glare, I don't really see that you can see the shine of it really good on the camera. But believe me, this texture and the way how it shines is phenomenal. Then we've got the right line for the best deck, the starter for the best deck in the format. Then another Dark States Draw Trigger. Then another Draw Trigger, but this time for Stoichea. Then we've got the Big Snake Witch Solaria for Keter Sanctuary. And then We keep on trucking with the correct hit for double R's. Now we hit the good double R for Stoicheia for the Alchemy Magic deck. I don't know how I'm doing this, but these are actually the best double R's that you could pull. Like, there's no bad double R that I'm pulling at this moment. But that, I think it also means that I only have one double R left, so it has to be Arcs. We have to get our, if not this was the last double R, so I'm not 100% sure. We got, now we get the first, I believe you get at least one token per box, so this was to be expected, the token, Shadow Army token for Orphist. Then we got the grade 1 guard restrict again. Now we get the grade 1 Rancor Chain for Zorgas from the right line. Then we've got this interesting support card for Cater Sanctuary, which allows us to, of course, boost all our grade 3s, Darkstained Dragon. Then we've got Planar Prevent Dragon, the PG for Stoicheia, and then we got a holo version of Cardinal Fang Povi, which is also a really nice pull if you don't get the SP, because even though as a double R starter, looks pretty damn sick. So we're entering the near, I think I've only 4 packs left, so we're almost done with this one. So we've got the order card, the grade 2 order card, which is a really interesting name, Causality Goes Crazy As I Will It. Although, to be frank, now that we've seen a new grade 2 order for Brandgate for the Prison deck, this name isn't so crazy anymore. Like, that name for Seraph Snow is kind of ridiculous, and I don't even want to know how you're supposed to write that on a deck list sheet. Like, come on, Bushiroad, what was that name? Then we've got the front trigger for Stoicheia, another Rancor Chain, so we're getting multiples again. Then we've got this cute artwork, but very questionable skill for Darkseid. I do have seen people run this, which baffles me, if I'm gonna be honest, because I wouldn't even think about ever running this thing. Then we've got another Bard. Okay, we're getting almost close. Then we've got the resist unit for Darkseid, Shadow League Magician, which is a potential interesting tag. And then we've got Barrow Magnus as a third triple R, which is a pretty nice card. And to some extent could also be a Joy-Con boy, because these things on top do feel like Joy-Cons, Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons for some reason. I don't know what the idea was behind those things, but yeah, that's a thing that I put probably in your mind right now, and you hopefully can never get out of your head. Now we got the front trigger for, this is Keter Sanctuary. Then we've got Best Girl for Darkseid, Selfish Engraver, which is another staple in my opinion, which I recommend getting a lot of copies of if you can get them. Then we've got the Great One Sorceress of the right line. Then we've got an interesting order card, which is Tearing Malice, which is basically a resource order card. Then we've got Tri-Connect Sorcerers, again, is probably the third or fourth one that we've seen. Then we got another really interesting good card that becomes better and better as more support is being revealed. And we have Protoball Dragon. And then, oh, look at that, guys! The last double R is Varina Arcs, as if it was meant to be. Honestly, I'm not gonna cap. These double R hits are pretty sick. These are probably the best double R's that you could ask for in one box. Like, holy crap, this is kind of ridiculous. Now, let's see if we can make it complete with the triple R by getting a Valiente in this one. And then getting a DSR in this pack. Can we make it happen? Can we make it happen? I asked the trigger gods to grant me this holy ritual. Give me a triple R Valiente here and a DSR in this pack. I believe we can make it happen, guys. Okay, so we've got the Great One Useful Recharger. Then we've got the Stealth Dragon of Iron Blade Ushikino, the 15k beater. Then we got the Great One's right line for Orphis, which is Cardinoid Rudis. Then we have the heal variant for that same deck, which is Cardinal Prima Nabilem, which is also a really nice card in SP voiding. It looks gorgeous. Then we got the heal for Keter Sanctuary, I believe is Circling Sorceress. Then we've got the Drag Raider Dabux. And for the foil, sadly guys, I think the dream is dead, because we got the foil of Deep Sonicer. And because this is a foil and we only have 3 triple Rs, that means there's no way that this is going to be a DSR. Unless, but I don't think it's going to be a thing, where you can pull a DSR and a triple R in one pack. If that's a thing, I'm going to scream. I'm going to lose my mind. But I don't think it's a thing. I don't believe it's a thing. At the very least, make this card be Valiente. Make the last triple R be Valiente, and then it's a box meant to be. Okay, so we've got the front trigger, which is Hustler. You know what? We're gonna make it interesting so I can't spoil it for myself because I keep drawing the last card. I'm gonna flip it one at a time. So next up we've got the Great One Stealth Fiend Shigamanago for the Eugene build. Then we've got the 10k booster for Dark Stage, Fellow Chi Hazard, which is a nice card for not only Eugene, but I think mainly for Overdress, which is a really good support card. Then we got once again Tarek Malice. Then we get to the last 3 cards, so this is probably a rare. Oh no, okay, so no multiples. Then we have Drek Ritter Zar, which is a questionable card in my opinion. And then for the rare in this pack, we have a... Guys, this doesn't look good. I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't look good. This is a bad omen because this is the Eugene Grade 2. Don't you dare give me Eugene. I swear to God. I swear to God. If this Eugene, I'm gonna lose my mind. Please, at the very least, don't be Eugene, but please be Valiente. Oh, no, you know what? You know what? It's Orphis. I don't mind an Orphis. That's also pretty good. So, it's at the very least not a Eugene. But it is the Son of Chaos Breaker Dragon. And you know what? This thing being the SP, I think it was meant to be in the last pack to be Orphis. You know what? It works out. At the very least, I got my arcs. And I got the best double R lock that I could ask for. Like, I probably couldn't get any better double Rs in this set. And the Overtrigger being the Brentgate one, which is to some extent seen as one of the best Overtriggers, is also really good. And the triple Rs being Bear Magnus, Gaga Rouge, Elden, and Orphis to support 2 main units are pretty good boxes. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy with these new this new way how they're doing boxes. Like the overall hits that you have: 4 triples, an SP, 5 doubles, an Overtrigger double rare, and then also we have another 6. Foil hollows that you get that basically replace another common or rare that you can pimp your deck. That's in total that's like 4, 6 is 10, 11, 12, 17 special cards in 16 packs. So one pack you get a double hit, which is pretty ridiculous if you think about it. That's a lot of good stuff. So I hope that Busho is going to continue putting this pattern forward with future boxes. And we have to wait and see what set 2 is going to bring for us, as already the new supports and the reveals look pretty spicy. But with that said, guys, that basically is the end of the unboxing. There's a lot of future content coming on the channel. As I said, I have the second channel, Offline Gaming, where we're going to do a lot of featured matches and a lot of gameplay footage. So expect more content on the channel with the new reveals for set 2 being in our possession, as that means we can do a lot more awesome stuff on that channel, but also on this channel. So look forward to more exciting Overdress content, as Overdress is just starting and we have a bright future ahead of us. Again, I want to thank Parkage for sponsoring this video. If you guys want any TZ products for a competitive price, you can head over to parkage.com and use the discount code TIMELEAP5 to get even more discount on the order to get your products for a good, solid price. But as always, guys, I've been Mr. Timeleap. See you guys in the next one.